Jump it over this stick right here, bro.
I don't think it'll do that.
Yeah! Look at this.
Dude, I had my lights painted last night and I didn't put them in. Like they got to dry. I forgot them.
You got music going?
Yeah.
Ryan gets to be the copyright problem killer today.
I'll stop it.
Oh, he's got Starbucks too. Kirk's got his 10-3 Jeep, highly modified, as Ryan would say. Winch on the front, lots of lights. Patagonias for Ryan. Yeah, man. Sick.
That was fun.
That takes skill. It's a hairy chin driver.
That thing's kind of hard to drive, honestly, because the servo is super slow on it, but it's very reactive in the water. Yeah, they'll turn on a dime if you give it just a little too much. That's super fun.
That's super cool. Make sure you put that Starbucks somewhere where it doesn't get knocked over.
That's why I did that,
bro.
I moved it down here.
Starbucks and crawling.
You know,
yeah.
If you're up till 3 screwing with tiny trucks, you might need some Starbucks in the morning.
Hey, do you like driving tiny trucks?
I know I do.
I do too. All right, here we go. Yes. I'm back filming you, filming the truck. You filming me.
What up? I'm frozen. Am I frozen? That's ridiculous. Good times. Let's see. I'm going to wrench on some stuff. Let me quit this to see if it will
Come on, Kirk.
remedy the situation. And it's still playing. All right. That should be better. What's up? Is this working at all? Is this working? Somebody say something, please. What is happening? You can hear okay? The video's choppy. It may get better. I just closed down the other windows. Thank you. Are we back? Hey, it works now. Gentlemen, Bird Lake. It should be better now, I think. It usually is fine, but that was weird. Okay, I'm wrenching on some stuff. Happy 4th of July coming up to everybody. I have a birthday Tuesday. I'm going to be 21 again. Looking forward to it. Better? Good. Happy 4th. Yeah. It's a short week at work, and I took an extra day off. So that'll be nice. Dad, what is happening? We're just going to wrench on some stuff a little bit. Red, white, and blue. Let's go. So I'm going to install a Hobby Wing 1800 today. And I'm going to swap my chassis around on these Scouts because I want to put my red one back on the chassis the white one's on, I guess. I don't have to, I suppose. The red one, I actually do need to solder up one of the light leads, so I could leave it off. The blue one right now is sitting on a Coyote, so I'm going to put that. That's what I'll do first. I'll put that back on the Coyote. Flapping lips, what up? I'll do that. I'll put that back on the Coyote, which is just going to be very easy to do. And this one's cool because it's the box back version, which we're able to provide both of those, the box back or the truck style. This one's still in progress, so I can take this off. No problem. Let's see, get my Coyote body. Making the switch back to the 10.3 is just got my first 10.3. Nice. Did you get the new builder's kit or the base camp? They really build the same. They really build the same. So this is a Coyote 10.3. That body comes right off. And I'm going to get the Coyote bumpers back in here. And this will be a Coyote again. Nice. The builder's kit. Well, there's a base camp builder's kit and a new 10.3 builder's kit. Which one? Nice flapping. That's a 1.5. That's not going to do it. We went out and ran yesterday. Check out Kelly's video at KKRC76 if you want to see that. I haven't put mine together. We're still running iterations of the full production version, so I may wait before I do another Scout. Need to finish a body for it. If you like Scouts, you can get a body that drops right on that son of a gun. I'm telling you what. FJ40, sweet. Are you getting that Proline FJ40 body? It looks nice. The one that they have in the marketing material for that rig is pretty fantastic, man. If I do say so myself. I like FJ40s, and that one's cool because it's like it's built for crawling. It's not a full box like that one. What are you working out? Chilling like a villain. Got another job to start. Hoping to have it done in a couple days. Got till Wednesday now. I think you can have it wrapped in a couple. I got you. 2K. Good job. Nice. I got to make it where I can. I kind of fixed some of my links in the description. And right now, I checked my Bamboo stuff because I have a thing with them. And for whatever reason, it's been going pretty well. There's a lot of clicks on it. And it could be because if you click the Bamboo Labs link in the description, They've got a bunch of stuff at like 52% off right now, which is crazy. And then I got my Amazon in there now too, which I've forgot to do for a long time. Okay. Nice. Interior paint, detail as well. Some masking to do. Yeah, man. So what's cool about the new 10.3 Builders Kit is you're going to get, it's basically a Coyote, except it's straight axle instead of portal. So you're going to get the high clearance links. You're going to get the front and rear bumpers, the shock towers here. The Scouts that we've got designed for RC drop right on that chassis. All you have to do is not use the bumpers it comes with and use ours. And you can slap a Scout on there. I'm not trying to sell you a Scout. I'm just like super proud of it. We've really dialed in the details, man. Anybody who's ever done one of these 3D printed deals before, I just hope you get a chance to put together or use one of ours, because since we started doing this, we've been talking about solving the mounts issue. How do you mount them up? And so we've got a system now that is super slick, super easy to do, super easy to share. I've been doing some research finally on my AMS, so I'm going to be able to print the bezels and the clear translucent red for light lenses and stuff, the clear ones too in the front, orange as well for markers. And I'm super pumped about that. Not to mention, we'll do a body. I like patinas. It doesn't matter if it's a fancy paint job or a patina paint job. It's both fancy. But to me, the icing on the cake is the windows. And I always make a mess of the windows. So every now and then we've had the occasion to do windows that were recessed on the back side, which means you can hide the cut and the glue joint. Well, on this Scout that I'm printing production, hopefully the final iteration of this thing now. Kelly and I have worked together on this. He knows how to do CAD, but I see the future on problems that people would encounter. So together we're really putting up this really neat project. And there's so many cool things about it, the way it mounts, all that stuff. But one of my favorites is we cut out part of the window frame so you can put your window in there. And then the cutout goes back in as a weather seal. Print black, put it in, call it a day. Hide your glue joints. You don't have to be perfect on the window cuts. And Kelly figured that out for the front window and the wings, the side wings. So that's awesome. Because the back window on the truck version, it's recessed on the inside, so it's not a problem. Same thing with the box back. It's recessed on the inside. So it was the front windshield and those wing windows that you got to get it perfect. So we made that where you don't have to get it perfect and you're going to be able to hide it. So cool. So yeah, Coyote, all I did was take off the stock bumpers and I could run our Scout on it. And now I'm back together, brassed out, a lot of overdrive, brushless, threw the dig on it, Coyote. And my red one here was the #1 prototype. And it's actually slightly, just a hair bigger than what we landed on for production versions. And so I've got it already dialed in on this chassis that the white one's on. So I'm going to put it back on there. This is a blank chassis here that we're going to put the white one onto. And throw a motor in. I got a motor which is a 2-in-1 and a receiver. So this rig will be ready to go. This one's built from spare parts, but it's basically the new 10.3 with straight links is really the only difference on that. But I'm going to put red back together, I think, is what I'm going to do, and throw the white one on here. So we're just doing some swapping, and then I'm going to do this motor stuff. Craig, what's up? Antmo. Yeah, we're taking these Bezrodny files. It's quite a collaboration. His files are fantastic, but they're not made for RC. We're making them for RC. So these problems, you won't have to face them. And we won't have to face them. So yeah, these kits are coming soon. So a pre-painted one's going to cost you more. But we're going to sell them as kits too. So rather, I mean, if you buy the Bezrodny files, that's cool, but you're going to have to scale it up. You're going to have to cut a bunch of stuff out. You're going to have to figure out how to mount it. You're not going to have the window cut out like we've got. You're not going to have the body mounts integrated into the floor and the front end to click right on. So anyway, it's been a lot of work and it's fantastic. And that's our first one. We've got some other ones in the works that are going to get that same treatment, and I'm super excited about that. But yeah, I just wanted to bring you guys on to wrench with you a little bit, messing with my prototypes. Check out Kelly's video. It was awesome. I got to run this one, and this is the same chassis that I ran my red one on the other day, but I put bigger tires on it and I changed the body. Easy. This one needs a driver in it, and that's about it. So yeah, some of these one-off iterations, they'll be available too, but the whole idea is really the kit. I got a lot of scouts, man. I can't wait for our next project because it is really rad. So because these are prototypes, my front end, my mounts are multiple iterations, so I do have to change them. But in the future on production runs, you will not have to. We've made some design changes and for the better. So it looks like I'm putting the same thing back in here, but they're not. Mike Bird, what up, man? Can you turn the servo around 180 so the head is setting back away from the front end? I don't think so. Are you asking me that? Are you asking me that? I've had to fix my printer 3 times in the last couple days, and I'll tell you why. It's my fault every time, and it was the same thing every time. Unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable. Man, that one's in there. Maybe a little sand. Maybe a little sand up in it. Yeah, I'm going to put red one back together. The reason I changed chassis is because this one, I actually just got this new 1800, so I didn't have it yet. And this already has a reef servo and an 1800 in it. And I was like, I'm not going to go run on a brush system. I'm spoiled by these at this point. So I didn't want to do that. Probably don't need to change these back pieces, but I'm gonna. And then I can put them back. Number 1. Yes, that goes on red. 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 Okay. Yep. Iteration differences here, just a little bit. Bad to the bone. This was squeaking when I had it out last time because this is yesterday, because this is the one I submarined the weekend before or whatever. And I've oiled it up, so it's good to go. It is good to go now. It's clean. And I had slightly smaller tires on it when this red one was on. Curious how it's going to look with the big ones. Oh, that looks so cool, dude. Still looks good. I think I may put my smaller tires back on it, though. But these look good. They look good. Let's see. Where's my pin? Red's my number 1. And I like it. I've got it available, but it's okay if it doesn't go. These, while we were in process on these, my front end mounting system is different on the front than what we've ended up with. So nice. Come on. Looks so good. I'm going to have to get another chassis, I'm afraid. Or I could steal that one. I don't want to steal that one. That's the problem. You end up having to steal stuff. I don't want to steal stuff. All right, so the white one's going on here now. After I change the motor. So I got a transmission ready to go here. Gotta love that. Get my bits in. What are you guys up to this weekend? I got a servo in this one already, but it's just like a stock basher servo. I'm going to get a couple more reef servos. I might throw some drive shafts on this one too. And the drive shafts I have are metal. So if I'm going to beef this one up, I'll probably end up with a good servo on it too. I'm kind of excited to run one of these. I have a couple transmissions that are the portal version of the transmission. So they're faster on a straight axle. It's kind of neat how they're geared up. And so I'm looking forward to beating the crap out of one of these, to be honest with you. And we run them pretty hard. I wrecked my white one hard. I rolled it over a few times. it held up just fine. It held up really good. So you guys want to know what I did to have to keep fixing my printer this weekend? I'll tell you. If you want to know, but you got to ask. You got to ask me. I think this system is so cool. Okay, so let's put the body on it for now because I can do the motor with the transmission. I did not put the same mount on the back, but it should be fine. I'm going to change it. The printer. So what happens when you're sending one off to the printer? I'm using Bamboo. I love it. I got the X1C. What happens is you've got on the build plate, I got the AMS. So there's 4 rolls of filament that I can choose from. There was a mismatch and it was my fault. So slot number 1 is ASA, which prints at a higher temperature than the PLA does. And I forgot to change that. I was in a hurry every time trying to get a jump on something. And so I made the error and did not change it in the slicer to the proper material. Now, on the way to the machine, I told it the right filament, but it was still in the 1 slot on the slicer. So what that means is I accidentally tried to print PLA at ASA temperature, which every time that happens, the only time I've had my printer screw up is from that. And it's my fault every time. So what happens instead of, this thing is dialed into a science, right? So what happens instead of it doing what it's supposed to, it overheats the PLA, then it gums up the gears and stuff that have to extrude this thing through the hot end. So basically you clog up your hot end and the extruder when you do that. And at this point I can fix it, take that whole head apart and fix it in like 10 or 15 minutes. SSI, what up? But if you have a printer and it's printing, but nothing's coming out, double check that your filaments are mapped correctly, because that's more than likely what it is. You made a mistake. I made a mistake. Oh, I know what's going on with this one. Don't cross the streams. Yeah. Yes, that's what happened. I did it. I think I have one of these that I trimmed already, the tongue. Yep. Yeah, so that's it. And every time it's the same thing. It's my fault. Every time. So it's easy to fix it. You just got to be willing to. It takes a 2 millimeter and a 1.5 is all you need to do it. I've gotten pretty slick with when you have filament in there melted and stuck, you're not going to be able to really push it through if you don't also use heat to get it back out. So what I'll do is I got a really tiny drill bit. I'll drill a little hole in the filament that's stuck, and I'll either heat up a screw or drill in a screw and get it in that filament nice and tight. And then heat up the hot end with just a lighter. And then you can pull the thing out. If you don't heat it up, you'll never push it through because the nozzle's tiny. And anything tiny enough to poke the other way and strong enough to push it out. So you got to heat that hot end up once you get a hold of the filament. And then you can twist it right out. All right, I got the right. These tires do look good on here. But I got some new Mickey Thompson 465, 455s. My beadlocks show up for that tomorrow. And that's exciting. I'm not going to worry about putting the pin in it because we're getting ready to throw a motor in this joint. That looks good. No matter how good I clean them, there's always sand on the table, brother. Always sand on the table. All right, so there's my Hobby Wing 1800. Here's the transmission. It's going on. There's the pinion I'm using. I got a grub screw in my case. Thread lock right there. So, okay. Now, in the book, it calls for 10 millimeter screws for this motor mount business. That's fine if it's a brushed motor, but it's too long if it's brushless. So I will have to address that. But yeah, this Scout's going to be fast because this is a portal gear 10.3. And the only difference is it seems like a couple of the gear sets inside and where they're at. I actually had it apart the other day, seeing if it was just a simple thing where I could just simply move it a gear and get done what I need to get done. You can't. So it's fine. I'll just let it be a fast one. Let it be a fast one. And I got drive shafts somewhere. Like I said, they're metal. So that's actually appropriate since it's going to be a faster one anyway. Those Muse, they got some cool stuff. They got some metal drive shafts that I used on the pre-runners and stuff because the plastic ones weren't holding up to 40-mile-an-hour rock crawlers the same. So we'll get this set up and bound up. I don't think I have shorter screws, so I'm going to use some washers to space it out. I think I have these Hobby Wing motors on the Amazon. You get some double-sided, which is nice for your receiver or the power button on these. These are great motors, whether you're doing builds or just running RTRs. They don't take up any space in your rig. Brushless, super nice. We use them in about everything. Fantastic. Let's see. Do I have anything shorter than 10. I doubt it. And I've built about 8 of these kits lately. So I a little bit know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's okay. I'll use some. I have these lock washers that I keep around for this very thing. All right, pinions ready to go. I need the little grub screw for the pinion. Yep. Stock 14 toother. No big deal. Got a couple washers here already. That grub screw looks too small. It's going to be a big one. Aha, I knew it was in here. And we'll get the motor on first. And I always clock these wires off to the side a little bit instead of straight up in case we got a bent seat or something like that. And actually, you can go through toward the middle too if you're not going to be putting in a dig servo. And this transmission didn't have the dig lockout or dig servo, so nothing's going to be in the way if I clock it to the middle. So I think that's what I'll do. I'm going to get the screws started. A little bit of Loctite. And then I'll get the pinion on. Do you see the new little OV, the Bronco, the Ultra Micro that was released this week? Looks rad. Little 3S IC2, I think it is. Twin engine UMX. Pretty rad. And my lock washer on there. Thread lock. Saute. See, I don't know. That might be into the windings. No, it's not. I should look at my other ones, but I don't want to take them apart. See if I did more than one washer on these. That feels like it's got an awfully long way to go. I think I'm going to try to find some shorter ones. Sorry. That's the only thing about that, is they're kind of long. They're kind of long. Yeah, I got some short ones. They're tapered heads, but that's okay because I'm using washers anyway. Probably don't need the washers now, but I got them. All right. Let's act like I know what I'm doing here. Let's get them started so I can still move things around. It shouldn't really be tight before it's tight, if you know what I'm saying. So back it up and get your threads right. Back it up. Back it up. All right, no problem with the shaft moving, which I didn't expect to have, considering how short now the screws are that I decided to use. Grub screw. Roll it in the puddle of blue Loctite Love. Flat spot up. Pinion lined up. It's tight. The mesh is not right, but we're going to get that right now. I like a 2-piece of paper situation for that, personally. You guys have seen me do mesh, I feel like, a bunch. And because when you tighten the screws, you could have it perfect, but when you tighten it, things move. So you make it physically impossible for it to get too tight this way. Down in there. Nice. That may still be too tight. Maybe a little. Even with 2 pieces of notebook paper, I feel like you can jam it on almost more than it should be. So let's put it back in there. Loosen it up, tighten it back up. That's still too tight. So we'll loosen up the other one. Both of them. I bet that's going to be all right that time. Yes. You really don't want to feel they're pressing against each other enough to give it any real tension on the rotation. So that's dialed. Okay, the cover's going back on. Yeah, that's basically it on mounting a motor up. and grab my drive shafts. Get them ready. Bring old Uncle Jesse back over here. Front end of this Scout's almost done. All right. So we're going to get this mounted up. Yeah. Okay. And out of curiosity, we're looking at what size screws do they want for that motor to the skid plate. They're probably 10 or less, maybe 8 millimeters. $10. No problem. All right, let's get this body out of the way. I didn't do the pin, so this will be easy. All right. Fantastic. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get half the drive shaft on while this is in my hand. Muse. Oh, I hope these aren't too short. They shouldn't be. We'll find out in a minute, won't we? Okay, so the high side, which is going to be the transmission, is the side that I want with the big part. That way, if any grit and junk gets in there, it's not going to be an issue. And man, I don't think these are phased, but this is how they came stock, and I'm going to go ahead and mark it because I'm an idiot. I'm a nerd. They got the grub screws in there already. We'll go ahead and get them on the transmission. Down on the farm. Yeah, these are nice metal drive shafts. One. That's the front. Whoa. This better come out. Those bastards, they went all the way in with this one. Past the threads. Wish me luck. Hallelujah. Sweet. There we go. Feeling good. Okay. 10 millimeter taper screws. I thought I had some out for this. Oh, yeah. Tons of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to double check their 10 millimeters. They look like it. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to get the other part of the drive shafts on. This is the front one. Oh, no. I love my Trials, man. I've been using them. It's easy to do. This is a gyro driver, so I feel like I could feel what's happening. Don't give me that. Did I have to drill those out? No way. Why would I not have to drill them out on the... I wonder if there's a burr in there. Oh, yeah, man. With bead locks, I'd say get a couple started because it'll make the rest of them really hard. Once you get a couple threads in, then go just like a real car, go opposite way. I've used these before. What is going on? Don't give me that, man. Okay, thank goodness. Must have been a little burr. Must have been a little burr. And man, rookie mistakes are how we learn, dude. You know what I mean? We've all done it. What up, Terry? Let's see if this has a burr in it. Not one that can't be overcome. There you go. Yeah. I get my Trials. They're the same money as like the Injora stuff. I get them on Amazon. I like those old school steely looking ones. So there's the only bolts on the front are the hub. So there's not a ring. So most of the work is on the back side. Trial over in Junka. It's about the same money. I do have some Injora rims that aren't bad. I've had worse from what I would consider somewhat reputable. I have not ever had any Vanquish bead locks though at this point. Let's see, man. How did I do that? These drive shafts are way too short. Son of a. Only on the back though. Because there's no dig unit, which is a whole extra chunk of gear mess. So the front one's fine. So I'm going to go with that. And then I'm going to have to mess around. I have a longer metal one I'll have to put on the back. But I got to find it. That's going to be the problem. But I got one. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I love the Trio ones, dude. They're nice and heavy. Well, since we got the front one right, we'll go ahead and do it. Let's see my little phasing mark here. It's not really going to be necessary, but see if I can find the mark on here. Probably rubbed right off while I was messing with it. Yeah, it don't matter. It don't matter none, as they say. Yeah, this one should work. I hope it's not too short, too. They could be too short because there was a minute there where I was going to make the shortest one of these I could for this Tamiya Bronco body I have. That's like so short a wheelbase that it's made for. I think I'm going to be okay on the front, though, like I said. Come on, boy. None of this is hard unless you're in front of a camera. Am I right? That's going to be fine. Okay. I got to find the long one. I might know where it is. Yeah, this is a hodgepodge chassis here. So it's the new 10.3 chassis, but the Basecamp Builders Kit links. So they're not high clearance, but they're fine. But the links that were on here were, I don't know what kind of random mess that was because they were wrong. The pinion angles were goofy. It was bound up. I had to go back into the manual kind of and recreate the correct lengths of links to work it out. All right, let's try to find this long one real quick. haven't needed it. It's a spare. I've been bringing it with me, but I haven't really needed it because we haven't been running the pre-runners. I probably got long enough plastic ones here. But I don't have the barrel bits that go with it. Do you guys keep every little spare weird box that you get? I do. I know I do. So, I thought it was in here. Okay. I know where to look next. Might later try a full portal or a mullet config after I get bored with the straight axle stock. The trick on the portal, the mullet on an axial, the rotation's different. So you are going to have some kind of divorce transfer case or something to change it. Because, yeah, if you watch my Rock Tech video where I ran the Coyote portal and then the CJ7 straight axle, the torque goes to the left on one, the torque goes to the right on the other. And some of that is that rotation. I don't think that's going to work. It can on other rigs, but it's something that it's going to be difficult on an axial. Speaking of boxes, I told you I keep it all. Yeah, I would double. I think I took it out of here. Yep, I took it out of here. To me, if I want a mullet, I'm going to get the Vanquish one because it'll be ready to rock. I organized all this stuff the other day, so doesn't mean I know where stuff is, but I know better. Dude, I have so many 10.3 Coyote bumpers because every one of those new kits comes with them. And this is all body posts. Battery trays, Loctites, cross members, but not that drive shaft. That's okay. Base camp version builder's kit, battery trays, and receiver boxes. Shock oil. Cross members, manuals, stickers. Oh my. Knuckles. Come on. I already know it's not in this one. Inner fenders, rock rails. Nope. Shoot. Rando. Brushed power systems, extra. While I'm at it, I can put this one. Anybody need a brush power system, let me know. Arma parts. It must be on this desk. Well, this is satisfying. That reel was just about to run out too. So it's possible. I mean, we're just hanging out, so. I could have it in here. Spare parts style. Selfie stick. Trio beadlock wheels. Baja TAs. Oh, come on. Well, I don't know, y'all, on the drive shaft. That's okay. I'll get some more. It's the kind of thing that would roll away on me. Well, that's all right. Batteries. So yes, here is the new front end of one of our Bronco Scouts. It's somewhat satisfying, tiny bit annoying. What's up, Von Cruel? Oh my gosh, your avatar, bro. It's hilarious. Did you see this on Facebook or you just scrolling around on YouTube? Ow. I always feel like, you guys ever see the Fisher guys on short form picking off barnacles off of stuff? I do. I don't know why. My algorithm feeds me crazy stuff, man. And you know how that works. It's because you watched something crazy. So I see these crab fishermen guys pulling barnacles off of crabs and lobster sometimes to free them before they release them, if it's one they can't keep or whatever. Wild Bill, what up? And so now, because I've watched a couple of those videos, I'm seeing guys going underwater scraping barnacles off of the bottom of boats and propellers on boats. This feels very similar. But I want to get this free so I can show you this cool clip is what makes it work for us on the front end. I'm going to have to mess with one of these axis points, I think, to make the supports easier to come off. I watch some podcasts. I listen to some podcasts. I've been watching a lot of... Oh, yeah, dude, I've seen those too. I like those. SB Mowing or something. SD. That guy's great. You would have to assume, especially with the way some of those channels are able to donate and do more than just the yard, it's pretty fantastic. So they've got some support behind them, and it's going to be their viewers. And sometimes once they get big and it's working for them, they're going to get some sponsored opportunities too, which is pretty neat. I have an idea, and I'm just going to wait to go all the way of talking about it. But when these production versions are really ready to go, I've got a few that I want to send out to places. And the goal is that they'll keep one and then use the other one to raise money for Operation 11 Charlie, which I think will be fantastic. RC Crawler OC, criminally undersubscribed channel. I think I know what that's like. We've got some crazy, what I would consider good crawling videos on this channel. And I was an airplane guy for the longest time, and I really just haven't done that for a while. I've been into these and killed my channel, but I don't care. But yeah, I used to do review videos, but now mostly it's just us going out, like 2 or 3 of us going out, having a blast together. Some buddies that I run with locally. A political channel went into RC. Wow. I've been also watching a lot of, I like theological debates. So I've been watching Protestants versus Catholics for a minute. And then I like, there's this channel called the Behavior Panel. These guys are professional interrogationist body language people, and they'll watch courtroom stuff, depositions, interviews with the cops or whatever, and break it down, the body language and the words they use and all that kind of stuff. And I find that pretty fascinating. That stuff is a blast. I like, and you know what? They're like an hour, so I'll put it on and work on something. So that clip on right there, we've designed into the front end of these scouts, is what lets it go down and click in right behind. I'll show you the stock cross member. So let me clean this mess up real quick. I may have given up on the drive shaft. It's okay. I'll spare you guys me looking for it, I guess. Okay. I am going to put those tires on in a minute. So because this one is production, I don't need this front bumper piece that I made for my prototypes. So I'm going to take it off. Now it's hard to show you fully because it's just the front end, but you get the idea. Old toys game console. Yeah, man. Whatever I'm into, like right now, I've also been watching some CAD videos and more stuff on the Bamboo. I'm getting ready to be really utilizing the AMS soon to do the lenses really nice, so I don't have to paint them every time, because I paint them. So the stock Coyote and new base camp builders kit is going to have this front cross member. If you have a base camp, all you got to do is buy the front and rear cross member for the Coyote or the new 10.3 kit, and you could bolt these pieces up to your base camp and our bodies would work also. But that click has been designed to be at the right height and everything, so it grabs that cross member, and it also doesn't go down too far. And then we've got our front bumper designed that fills the space between the chassis and the what I would call the valance. So if you crash this, the load doesn't go to the brackets at the front or the back, it goes to the chassis. It transfers. So that just fits right in there. It's in. Now I don't have anything on the back end that's holding it where it needs to be. That's my problem. Oh, he's gonna hate this. What's going on? There it is. So that, I mean, that's in, I mean, honestly, like by itself right now. Looks good on the arches. And you can always fine tune with the links as well, in or out. But yeah, that's cool. That's how they go. They click right onto that deal. And then you'll put something, now this ain't the stock one, but something similar to this. Actually, I think I have one. It's not a final version, but basically we're beefing up the bumpers to fill the gap is what's going on. Dude, so rad. So there it is with the bumper on it. And there's not going to be any rattle either. These things are really shaping up. Really shaping up. And then you just push back on that clip, and there it is. It's off. And it's really hard without having the body on to get this exactly where it's supposed to be, because some of that it's built upon the back end as well. But yeah, that's the body. And so on the back, so that's a click on the front that grabs that front crossmember bumper mount. And then on the back, all you got to do is install this piece, which goes in just like a bumper, 2 screws from the bottom. And then our pin system goes back into it. So all that comes together and holds it together really slick. So you can see that back bit that's fused into our body in the prints, that rear floor and the shock tower cut out. So you're able to get this thing down on it. Pretty rad. Pretty rad. So yeah, this is, I'm printing off final. We hope it's the final production version of this, so we can jam it out and give it the old okay, so we can finish up the next ones that we're doing, which I'm also very excited about. Yeah, they're on there good, dude. We've been running them. You can see the videos on my channel and on Kelly's channel, KKRC76. Yeah, they're tough. I rolled mine over, more than rolled it over. I mean, I banged it. It was noisy. It sounded like stuff should have broke, and it didn't. It did not. I do not know where to try to find that drive shaft, though, right now. But yeah, so my front end is a little different because these are, again, prototype iterations. We didn't have the front figured out yet, but for all intents and purposes, this is basically how it does. It goes in the back, And then once it's in the back, it's easy to bring it off. You just kind of grab underneath and push the body forward out of that slot. It's awesome. But if you don't need the body off, it works really good as a hinge, you know, while you're getting in there to change a battery or whatever. Pretty sweet. So mine goes in, again, a little bit different because when we printed these off to test them, our clicker was not low enough. So the body set really like this. And so all the print time and all the filament, I'm not going to waste it. So I just go ahead and make it work. And it is what it is. I'm not going to let it go to waste. So I've been making them anyway, even if they were wrong. But we're about to be all the way right and moving on to the next one, which is super, super exciting. So this one doesn't quite use the same method. Very similar, except I stick a pin through it. I made a U that goes in the bottom of the hood and down and wraps around my bumper mount beefcake business. And that's what I do on this one. And then I find the pin hole on the other side of it, stick a body post in, and I'm together, except for the stupid drive shaft. I'm going to change the tires and maybe try to find that drive shaft. I know I'm going to end up putting Mickey's on this, though. This is going to be fun because it's got that faster transmission in it. The portal gear transmission. All right, nut driver. Dude, I clean this every week, and then it's like a whirlwind all the time, and it's a completely new mess once again. These tires that are on here now are basically like 4.5s, a little bigger than 4.5. They're the stock tires that come on an FMS Jimny. They're cool, like scale looking tires, to be honest. But I mean, a 3D printed body is still going to be heavier than a Lexan body all day. So even though I like these tires, being able to run 4.75s or 4.5s or 4.65s with Trio rims is nice, because if you're gonna have to buy bead locks anyway, you might as well get heavy ones, is kind of what I'm thinking. And then I don't maybe necessarily have to also get heavy knuckles and all that stuff too. So these Baja TAs are sick. They're like 4.5. And even though the tread looks pedestrian, it really is nice when you're wanting to kind of scale looking truck. They fit well. We had my red one out on these tires the other day, and for how kind of pedestrian looking these treads are, it still did really fantastic. Yeah, they look good on there, bro. This is the tires that were on my red one. Right now, the red one has 475 Patagonias on it. I got these originally for when we were doing pre-runners, but I didn't like them for that. But I like them for crawling. Dude, I dig the patina on this one, man. You can really get a good look at it on Kelly's video he put out like yesterday. I haven't edited our stuff up yet, but he put out a good video from our run yesterday. And he's got a box back Scout that's blue, looks a lot like this one. And he had a white truck as well with a black top on it. And then mine's white out all the way around, white bumpers, white roof. Fred, what up? So next time I run this one, when I ran it yesterday, I had the lenses ready to go, but I forgot to put them in before we left. But next time this one runs, it's going to have a fast transmission in it, and I'll have Mickey Thompson's slightly bigger tire on this, on some Trials that are showing up tomorrow as well. Another set of Trial rims. Thanks, Mike Bird. Yeah, man, I was playing it at the beginning of the show, but if I can get away from the light, you can kind of see what's happening with the paint here. And in Kelly's video, you'll see really good what's going on with the paint. I think even better. I salt chipped this one too. And washes. Looks good. You can't beat these new 10.3s, man. They are nice. I like them. You know, and we've got a seat in there. I'll have a driver in there. Got a dashboard, got a steering wheel, hide the shock towers. You're going to see, though, the motor and transmission and the top of the boat side skids in here. It is what it is. We beat these to death. When we're done, we spray them off and do it again, man. Play it again, Sam. So, yeah. And I'm going to be playing with my AMS on my Bamboo to see about, I don't know, I'm going to play with the letters a little bit. But my thing with the AMS is I'm really excited about doing the light lenses with clear red instead of what I'm doing. So, yeah, man. So you can get our Scouts truck top or box back. And that's basically what it is here. Now, this one, this isn't a production one, so this actually isn't long enough. But that's okay because I'll make it work differently. But that's what it's going to look like. You'll have that clicker in the front. You've got the mechanism in the back, cut out for the shock tower, the seats there, and everything's going to go down and over it. No sweat. This is a prototype as well, where we were experimenting with molding the bumper to the body. We decided we didn't like that. We want it separate. We can take that opportunity to fill that space, make it strong. So the bumper's fatter. It's on a solid piece that goes to the chassis. The valance notches down on it, and then you've got the clicker that grabs the back of the cross member. Pretty sweet stuff. And then our new versions also, I've already painted the weather seal on this one, but in the new ones, the front half of that frame is out. So you can put your glass in and then put that little, I got one right here. Your weather seal will go right where it needs to go to cover your glass up. So your glue joint and your cut on the plexi or Lexan, whatever you're using, doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, nice. Get your XP10 parts. That's got to be exciting, man. Yeah, so yeah, man, Andre Bezrodny's files are fantastic. Kelly and I have adapted them to drop right on some 10.3 business, and I'm working on marker lights and to even improve the headlights and the tail lights a little bit. I still got the super scale. I mean, this these bezels are iconic to International. And so I think you gotta use them. So that's what's happening. Like if you look at the rear light bezels on this International, you see what I mean. There's nothing like those. Those are iconic. So my goal is to figure these out with my AMS, where I'm printing silver PTG on the bezel and then red clear transparent PTG on the inside. One unit. It may be the bucket and the lenses together as well, instead of just the lenses going on a bucket. We're coming up with these cool ways to make them really easy for everybody to mess with. Ourselves included, you know. So yeah, on the way to production, we've got some painted ones because we're having fun with them and trying them out and getting them sorted. And then once they're available, there will be less painted ones, I think, from us available because we'll be moving on to the next thing. But the kits will be available. Paint it yourself. Yeah. And we'll do a build off when they're done. And you guys can see what's happening. Anyway, so the next trucks are a little, those, for me, I really like the Scouts for a multitude of reasons. I like the shape. I like how the departure and approach angles are already good. They're not long. Like the Travelall's fine on the front, but that back end is long. It's okay on a trail truck, but it's nice to have good looking scale stuff that performs good too. And so those are the choices we're making. One of the vehicles we're working on next, it's already coming quite along. We've done our own short bed version of it. So it's good. It's going to be good. I can't wait. Fred's in the house on a couple accounts. Boom goes the dynamite. Yeah, guys, think of me Tuesday. I'm going to be 21. I'll go out for the first time and see what that's all about. I've heard people act crazy on their 21st birthday. So I'll see what that's about. Again, I mean, so what if I'm 21 with like 27 years experience? How's that work? I got to do the math and it hurts. So I'm not going to do it. 31 years experience. No. Yeah. That's crazy. What weeks? Well, I don't understand that question. Sorry. I kind of do want to poke around, and I'm going to either start a new print or try to find that drive shaft. I got the receiver, man. I'm just not going to worry about the receiver, though, until I got the stinking drive shaft. Bro, and I've seen it. That's the thing. I've seen it. I've seen it in this mess. 23-year-old grandson, Fred, started early up in this joint. drive shaft, seats. I mean, it is the RC3D Fab Factory, without a doubt, up in here. The funny thing is, I'm sure I put it somewhere for safekeeping, right? Never find it again. Boxes of screws, Tylenol, old hotel keys because they're perfect for spreading Bondo. You're not old enough to have grandkids that old, bro. Fred, you doing real flight tomorrow night? Shop pliers. Man alive. More boxes of screws. Maybe I used it. I might have used it on the second pre-runner, I guess. I must have. Nope. That means it's around here somewhere. I think it will be as soon as I let you guys go that I find it. I got to print off some drivers too. I didn't use it on this. Nope. Oh, well. It'll turn up. Hold up, getting all that for $250. Looks like buckets for lights. Is that correct? Yeah, you can put in lights if you want. And if you have the kit, I mean, you're going to be installing the buckets and the lenses. If you get one that's done already, the red one has lights in it. And again, those are prototypical. But we're going to paint some too. So honestly, there's so many ways to get a hold of me with social media and everything, and I've been on it forever. So there's a link to the Shopify, and what's listed there, it is what it is. But anything off script from what's being offered there, direct messages, email is the way to go. So, and we're still working out some of it, obviously, in regards to prices. Like the red kit, I'll have to look at the Shopify, but I think I'm offering the body for $250 and the chassis and all for like $550. So I'd have to look at it. But I mean, if somebody buys it, that's what they're getting. But I mean, we just like making them, man. And yeah, if we can support the hobby with our efforts and share these cool things we've come up with, because I'm telling you, if you've done this before, if you've 3D printed a body and had to figure out how to mount it to something, you'll appreciate what we've done. And maybe even if you haven't, because it's so complete and it goes right on so nice. Yeah. Dude, and if I can make trucks, I don't have to beat my car up doing DoorDash. So that'd be cool. If you shop on Amazon, bookmark my Amazon link that's in the description. If you shop at Horizon, bookmark the Horizon link that's in the description. If you're interested in bamboo printers that have a bunch of stuff that's 52% off right now to celebrate their 4 years of being open, links in the description. That stuff costs you nothing, but it helps. It's not like it just helps the channel. Do it or don't, but it's there. But yeah, we're making these rigs, and there's some cool ones down the line that are coming out next. I told Kelly there's going to be a lot of work to get this dialed in, and once we do it, it's going to be easier to apply it to the next things. The interior is the seat, and on my red one, you get a driver. On the new, subsequent offerings, you're going to be on your own for a driver, because that driver is the Night Custom CJ7 driver. So I don't feel like I can sell that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, with the listing on the Shopify, it is what it is, right? So the body's got, the interior is, this rig's so stinking nice. And this one, again, this is the #1 prototype right here. Before Kelly made one, I had this one. And kind of launched a little bit off of this one, and then fine-tuned it. But I'll show you what the interior is on this one. It's the seat, the driver, steering wheel, dash. You get your wing windows and a front window. Got a back window in it. Passenger and driver windows, not going to be, those aren't going in by us. It's on the Shopify. I think it's $250, which is stupid for what this is. This one, the front end is different. This one uses a pin system on the front, but our same back end. But that's the interior. The floor is, there's no floor, right? Except for in the back where it's a truck bed. Right? So this one does have lights already installed. and there's the sand coming out of it. There's the lights for the wires for the lights in the back. Listen, I made this for me. So this is what's available on this one. And for the art that went into this, $250 is an insult. But that's what I priced it at. But I'm selling it as a roller on a chassis. You'd have to look at the description, but I think I listed it where it's just a roller, so it's a chassis, but you won't get power system or servo or any of that. If you want it already dialed in, power system, servo, and good wheels and tires, it's $1,000 all day. I sold that Corvair for $550, and that was a steal. And I'm not trying to be an ass about it. It's just, this is what these are. But they're not a shelf queen. They just got a lot of work on the scale side, but they're tough, man. I mean, go watch the videos of it. This is, I really love the way the paint turned out on this one. A lot. And I like how the paint turned out on that one a bunch. And this one, it's actually really nice paint job, but I haven't sanded it, patinaed it, or nothing, which is hard for me because I always do that. I do a lot of that, and I didn't on that one. Let's see, 10:30. We'll go in a few minutes. I think I'll keep you guys and start another print unless it goes choppy. Thanks, Fred, for that. I think I got a message. So here's the bull thing. I catch myself from cussing all the time. The BS on the Shopify is that once you open one, you get everybody in the world who's trying to offer their services hit you up in the email. This guy actually is a real person, not like some spam bot who messaged me, and he's asking me if I do 24 scale or like 18 scale. And I don't. Not that I wouldn't, but we're focused on this. 10 scale is super popular. We're going to do 6 scale like we, have done already and kind of unify the approach so it's easy to repeat. My big yellow Scout, I would drive it way more if it had our system on it. It's really hard to deal with a battery on that one compared to what we're used to now. So once we get our 6 versions done, I'm going to kit bash our equipment to work on the body I already have and probably print off a truck version for the 6 as well. I'd like to do a Corvair for the 6, but cars always look really weird.
Do you have a stash of Dr. Peppers?
I don't, but I'll run to the market in a minute.
I bet.
You going to hang out with me?
Yeah. I'm finishing up my day.
my Zesty show, and we can watch X-Files.
How long you think? 10, 15?
10 to 30. I don't know. I was going to say like 10, 15, and it's not.
That's fine. When I come in there, though, we're going to do
Are
X-Files.
the boys on? Are my boys
Yeah. Say hi to the chat.
Hey, Chad.
Tell Grandpa Joe thanks.
Thanks, Grandpa Joe, for the donation.
Yeah, man.
Clutch.
So
We're almost there.
we are almost there. Thanks for that, Dad. All right, Rafi.
Bye-bye.
Peace out, G. It's my boy, half naked, running around the house, summertime teenager. It's Raife. Rafe. You flex when you say it. Ramsey is my last name. Dude, put those two together and tell me you don't get swole. You know what I mean? I planned it. And he's turned out to be that kind of dude. Yeah, man. So, yeah, guys, thanks so much. Yeah, listen, we're pumped about it. Some of you guys may feel like we're selling stuff all the time or trying to, or we kind of are. Everyone else is doing it. Why can't we? You know, if this was a plumbing company, nobody'd have any qualms about me trying to sell myself. But I feel like when art is involved or creativity, like everybody always feels bad or something. I don't want to feel bad about it. I kind of refuse to. So if you're into it, that's cool. If you just like watching us do it, that's cool. It's all fine. It's all cool. But we will probably pat ourselves on the back a little bit because it's been a lot of work and they are fantastic. And having built a bunch of 3D printed bodies on rigs over the last couple of years, this way to mount them is, I wish it was always that way. I remember building my very first one. Kelly gave me bags of parts on the Land Rover, and it was awesome. It went together well, glued up good. How do you mount it to your chassis is the problem. With the Project IJ, the intellectual property that is protected so hard, you can't hardly do anything with that in the way of files. You can do some bolt-on things, but you can't alter the files. You can't sell the files. Fine. That's cool. There's a lot of people doing great work on those IJs already, but we've been doing these things before the IJ thing came around, and they go together different. The IJ stuff bolts together. It's a fantastic kit if you want a Jeep. But I like these old bodies you can't get a hold of. And so that's what we're doing. And some popular stuff, you know, you're going to see from us too. And they'll have this treatment. So we're working on the Axials, the 10.3s right now. And he's probably already scanned in my VS410 to see what we can do with that. And the goal with that is the Origin Classic comes with a lot of bolt-on bits. We don't want you to have to take those off. We're trying to make it as easy as possible. So if you want to throw the Lexan stock body back on, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. It literally, the goal is just trying to do everything at the bumper mounts, basically, as easy as you can to leave all the stock stuff alone. The VS410 is going to be tough because it's got inner fenders, which are also the shock towers. The old VS410, the shock towers are independent of the inner fenders, but on the new one, they are integrated within that. And so, yeah, he's 14, but you would think he was 17, 16. Been a lot of morning practices for football. He's lacrossing. He does lacrosse, a couple seasons of lacrosse, travel lacrosse, and some league around here. And yeah, we were out of town. I think it was last weekend for it. And we got one more out of town weekend. Yeah, he plays hard. He's a good boy. He got good grades. Couple of scholarships too on the sports and academics. So proud of him. So proud of him. He could give a rip though about this RC stuff. You know, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, assembled and weathered, that's for sure. And you know, that's what I was trying to explain a little bit. It's like as we work to the final rendition of the artifact, you know, we're not going to let them go to waste. So it's a process of working towards a unified front on they're all done. So my red one mounts up a little different in the front than the white one does, than the blue one does, but the production runs are going to be all the same. And we're going to paint some of those too. But the idea is that just like I put together the Land Rover and then I had to solve the problem of how to mount this thing. If you get one of our kits, it's going to be way more affordable for you and you can paint it yourself and stuff. But dude, when you're done, boom, it can go right on your 10.3. So if you got a base camp, all you got to do is get the Coyote front bumper mounts and it'll work. If you have a Coyote, it works. If you have the new 10.3 builder's kit, it works. So if you've ever done this, the fact that all you got to do is get a $12 part, which is the front cross member and the rear cross member to make it work on your base camp, is killer. We think there's some differences between the width of the chassis rails and the chassis rails themselves on the 10.3 CJ7 and early Bronco and old Wrangler like Rubicon and stuff like that. So we're going to sort that out before we say that those are good for that. But the new 10.3s, yeah, you have the front and rear bumper mounts and you're good to go. I did a post on short form a day or two ago where I slapped the blue one on the Coyote body. No problem. Right there on the camera. Thanks, Ammo. So yeah, man, we already watched all of the X-Files months ago, but we refused to watch the very last one. And we've watched a few shows where the last one kind of was underwhelming. And so he's afraid to watch the last one on the X-Files because he doesn't want to be disappointed. I don't want to be disappointed either, but I really want to see it. So this time around, I'm hoping we can see the last one. Old TV, dude. We don't really do cable. So it's streaming stuff. He's into the Rocky movies right now. We started watching 3. Yeah, Mr. T on this one. They're fun. They're fun. So yeah, cool. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for watching. Whether you're into these or not, man, it's totally cool. Glad to have you. We're having a blast. You're a bum, Rocky. And then he goes to apologize. So that's number 2, right? I'm watching number 2 today. We didn't really get far into 3. I can't sit still long enough. And neither can he. So number 2, she goes into a coma right after she has the baby, right? Rocky doesn't see the kid, won't see the kid until she wakes up. I'm sorry. I think that's weird. Go see the kid, dude. You just had a kid with a full head of hair, by the way. You just had a kid, man. And you're not going to go, see the kid. And you know what? There's certain things like that let you know it's not real life. And same thing with the coach, Mickey. Listen, he's a good dude or whatever, but there's no way he's hanging out in there every night. I mean, yeah, he had nothing going on, clearly, but bruh, Anyway, that's all he needed was her to wake up and say, go win. We were waiting for him. I mean, they kind of, that sequence where he's a bum is kind of long, but we get the idea. And he looked like a cube steak when he was finally done beating Apollo Creed. Spoiler alert, he wins by decision. Rocky II, 1987 or whatever. Spoiler alert, it's been 40 years. I hope I didn't ruin it for you. You manager rat. I got the hat and everything, dude. The montage. Yeah, man. You can't help but feel good when he quits being a bum and the whole town's running with him. Come on, man. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Well, check us out on social. Don't blow your fingers off 4th of July. Every year I got to share my birthday with America. It's fine. I'm not mad. I'll just complain about it every year. Good stuff. Yo, Adrian. Everybody's like, yo, Adrian. And the brother-in-law, like, come on, dude. What's your deal, G? He's pretty jelly in number 3. He's pretty jelly. They wreck a pinball game over it. Lush. We'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for hanging out. You're going to need a montage. Yeah, man. So follow on social. Links to the short form content's in the description of all the videos. And I kind of refreshed it a little bit today. I've had an Amazon forever, and I put my bamboo one in there. Get some filament. If you're shopping printers, there's some serious, like 52% off kind of stuff going on right now with the bamboo situation. I hadn't looked at my dashboard on that until today. They changed the affiliate provider or whatever back end business, and people have been clicking. So keep it up. Thank you so much. And we'll see you in the next one. We're out here in 5. Hang your ass forever. We'll 3 you later. You're too good to be forgotten. Get out and play with something now, will you? We'll see you next time. Bye now. Hey, tomorrow night, Fred on the, what channel is that one? Fred Barron RC for the real fly in. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. And that's kind of what our videos are like. If you look at some of our older, I mean, not super old, but like our, when we go build something and then we go run it, we kind of tell the story of the build at the beginning. So you'll see some progress shots and things like this, a little bit of narration over the top. And so you kind of get an idea of what it started like and then what it ends up being, which I think helps tell the story on the build and makes it more than just a running video. It's also maybe a little bit of insight. All right, we'll see you guys. Thanks so much for wrenching with me today. We got the motor in. We got things switched around. On production runs, I wouldn't have had to switch any of those front ends at all. They'd have been fine, but that's why these are what they are. The editing's everything. Yeah, it really is. You can really draw it out. I did some Basecamp build along videos, and they're a ton of work, man. Because there's all kinds of minutia in the middle that's not important. So you're cutting it out. So I'll have hours of footage that I whittle down into 20 minutes, 30 minutes. If it's a 20-minute video, dude, and it's a build or a tutorial, it was a lot of footage to start with that got cut. That wasn't necessary because I want to honor your time, but also at the same time give you the goods, right? So I've done videos on the Coyote, how to install the dig, the overdrive, throw some brass on, all of the things I think you can do to a Coyote. I did it. And then I did some Basecamp build videos, and I didn't even do the whole Basecamp, but I did what I would consider to be like the hardest stuff, which is like the transmission and the beginning parts, probably first half of the book or whatever. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.